G'day everybody, my name's Ben, and you may have already guessed this, but I'd like to talk to you about screen recording for capturing what's on a student's device or on a teacher's device and sharing that information between each other across vast distances and times. Let me show you what you're in for. Here's where we're going. We're going to talk about desktops and laptops, PCs and Macs, phones and tablets, iOS and Android. And then I want to just show you a couple of things to consider about using web extensions. First thing I want to talk about is desktops and laptops. So I'm going to swipe in and swap to my desktop machine. Let's just say I'm doing a lesson on broadcasting here. I've got OBS Studio opened up. And on top of that, as you can see, grab my annotator here, I've got, that's a terrible looking arrow, I apologize for that. I've got my floating toolkit here from Active Inspire. One of the things you will notice straight away when you open up the floating toolkit is down here, the little video camera. And if you go into there, you get options to record the full screen or record just a fraction of the screen. Just remember, you can also get to it from tools, more tools, sorry. And down here, we've got screen recorders, sound recorders, works on PC, Mac, Linux. Now, that leads me to the other tool, which I have on the screen, which is OBS, which is free and basically gives you a canvas to work on. Let me move these out of here and let me just shrink my keyboard for a second. Over here, buddy. Okay, now, so we make a room or we make a scene. That's it. We're gonna create a scene, right? Which is simple as hitting that plus button. And then what you've got to do is you've got to create a source. And this, for me, is probably the scariest bit about using OBS, is it's intimidating looking, but you know, if I can do it, you will be fine. Plus a source, and I'm going to look for something that sounds a bit like screen capture, and the one I want is display capture, display screen. Okay, so you can give it a name, desktop, give it desktop 1, why not? Okay. And as you can see, what I've created here is, and I'm going to okay that, that's now like a source that is recordable, and it's my desktop. And if you want, you can do some pretty funky stuff with it, because you can drag corners in, so you could have a small picture of your desktop here, and then you could add another source. So you could have a big picture of yourself here and a small picture of the screen, or you could flip that around. Okay, let me show you how to finish it from there. Pretty much what you want to do is move yourself down to the bottom right here. Move up here, buddy. That's a much better arrow. Yes, Benny. And you can hit the start recording button, and that gets you on your way to creating a screen recording. Yeah. I just want to show you some Mac stuff too, because if you're thinking, oh, I don't have time to learn that, I'm going to use QuickTime Player, which is currently on my desktop here, down there on the dock. Cool, so it looks like a queue. Now, if yours isn't in the dock there, which it may not be, hit your rocket ship and look for QuickTime Player. Looks like QuickTime Player. Or if you're like me and you never can be bothered scrolling through all these things of apps, you can go up to your search bar and just really quickly start to type, and then boof, and go straight to file, and then I can choose from a new movie, a new audio, or a new screen recording, and that is where the magic happens. This is your chance to record whatever's happening on the screen. The red button, that's the go button, and then you can tap into this little arrow, and you can choose things like whether you want the microphone on, which you probably do if you want to be talking to your students. Just nice, clean, basic. When you hit record, you'll get some more instructions. If you wanted to just record a fraction of the screen, you could do that and then tap the start recording, and that'll make a recording that's just literally happening in that space there. So we could make a movie of the Active Inspire tools. When you're done, move on up to the menu bar up the top. Again, another dodgy looking arrow, sorry guys. And then you can tap that and you've got your little screen recording movie. Desktop, done. Phones and tablets. All right, let's go. I'm going to swap to my iPad now, jump onto screen share, and I'm going to cast. Here we go. I'm in the waiting room. Here's Ben. And welcome to my iPad/iPhone screen recording. I come from the top right, swipe down, and as you can see, and this one here is the screen recording button. And it helps out with casting, as you can see. But if you're not casting, you can tap on that button and start a recording that will then save back to your camera roll, and you can upload to, you know, your Google Classroom or your Moodle or whatever, Edmodo, email it to your students, whatever you want to do. The speakers are brilliant. The mics are brilliant because they're all set up to do phone calls and group calls and things like that. So you really get good quality. If that button doesn't appear there, fire up your settings app. That's mine just over there in the second row, one down. And I'm going to use the search function up the top here in settings and look for Control Center. Pop in there. You come up with this menu, and then if you tap on Customize Controls, you can see where you can add and remove screen recording and things like that. Let me jump back to the whiteboard. Android apps, you've just got to download an app. To my knowledge, it might be wrong, there's been a whole bunch of new phones out lately, but there's no just baked in screen recorder. So if I am wrong, I hope I am, and please let us know how to do it in the comments. But there's a couple of apps like ADV or AZ screen recorders, which I can show you now while I talk about recording your screen with the web. So I'm going to swap over to the Chrome box, and Chrome's amazing because it's got that mix of browsers. They're full browsers too, they're not mobile browsers, which brings me to show you extensions. Oh my gosh. And what Chrome also does is lets you play around with Android apps too. So we can go to the Play Store, and if we were to look for screen recording apps, there's a few. Those apps, for the most part, will be available on Android too. So if you find one you like on Chrome or one you like on Android, you can probably find their counterpart. Now, what if you've got a computer that's got great internet but you can't install apps and things like that because you either need admin passwords or get yourself Chrome browser, which is pretty much everywhere, and then head to the Chrome extension shop and look for things like Loom, which is this one here with the little sort of flowery kind of looking, and then Screencastify, which is the little triangle looking one. Basically, you open up the web, you tap on the extension. The first time you do it, you got to log in, make an account, all that kind of stuff. But you get your recording options, so full desktop or just the tab. You can do things where you can have the tab plus the camera. You can hit the big start recording button, and it will record everything and upload it, and then you can download it on another device, do a bit of editing, and then push it out to your students. Or your students can use that and push their work to you. Okay, well, I hope that helps. There's a couple of ways to get your screen recorded: desktop, laptop, PC or Mac, phones and tablets. Amongst all of that, I just want to give you some options that will work with internet and some that will work without. So just to keep you teaching and engaging as much as possible